Okay, we're recording. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Look who we have with us, Dr. Karri from Vet Ranch. I'm a big fan of Vet Ranch, and in fact, I started watching the channel before Dr. Karri was a part of it. So
That's
that's a
way back.
long
Yeah.
time. Yeah. So, Dr. Karri, would you like to tell us about the mission of Vet Ranch?
There's a lot of different missions, but really it's to help medically needy animals that otherwise wouldn't have a chance. I mean, because we have vets involved, obviously we look at medical cases because we're a little bit different than other rescues. Whereas they might shy away from something that needs, a really big orthopedic surgery or whatever. That's kind of where we step in, and what we prefer to do is take cases that can't really go to mainstream rescue sometimes.
Yeah. Now, everyone who follows me knows that I'm passionate about pet rescue, and especially about dogs. But I see that you have Tiki and Squeaky behind you.
This is what they do all day. Like, you don't them here. This is their life.
So I have to thank you for featuring the gifts that I have sent you so much. Because I mean, the most recent one, you gave me so much time in your video.
Oh my gosh, we love them. It's like Christmas for us opening those.
So, and I have mentioned before that I have a campaign for everyone who knows me to do pet sweaters and blankets and things and donate to any pet rescue organization that they know and support.
Yep.
I think that's a very good thing. So you and Dr. Matt and Dr. Judd, of course, who is your husband, and Dr. Dave and Dr. Wendy, you were all in vet school together, correct?
Well, so I was in vet school 4 years before them. So I'm a little older, a little wiser, I like to think. Not really. But they were in vet school 4 years before me, but all of the rest were all graduates with my husband. And so that's how I'm kind of in that loop with them.
So I think anybody who follows the channel, everybody loves you. Everybody loves Dr. Judd. Everybody with any sense loves Dr. Dave.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Dr. Wendy as much lately.
I know. They actually had a tragic and unexpected loss of one of the veterinarians at their hospital. So that really got everybody behind, sometimes life gets in the way. And the crazy thing too is it's not even so much the cases, because the cases go on. It's actually all the personal time that it takes us to upload all the videos and get them to the editors and stuff like that. That's kind of our disconnect sometimes when things get crazy in life.
It takes a lot to do this stuff.
Yeah.
To do YouTube. I've only been at it for a year and a half now, doing what I do, and just now I'm branching out from totally yarn stuff and more things that I'm passionate about, and that includes the pet rescue, but it also includes music.
Yeah.
April, we love April too.
I need to yell at her to come in here, but we all just sent her to get us lunch.
Oh, I should have that. What's for lunch then?
I know. I forgot where she's going. We just said get us some food. That's kind of how it works. I ate an orange. My hands are all sticky in about 20 seconds right before I hit record. I was like, I'm so hungry. We hardly get time to eat lunch. So
your life is a very, very busy life.
It is hard because people forget that this is not all that we do. I still see client patients, and have a full schedule booked with that. and then run around like crazy doing the vet ranch cases and stuff like that in between things. And right now we have, I just totaled it, like 30 something dogs just living here waiting to get adopted that we have to do medical on. And this
Oh,
is
wow.
never had. And it's really heartbreaking because I still get emails from the shelter like, we're full, can you take any animals? And it's like there's just a point where without fosters, there's nothing else we can do. We don't have the physical space.
Now, I spent a few months with a friend of mine who lives in Dallas, and he's very involved with the with another pet rescue group. And of course, because we're recording, I can't remember the name of it, but it's east of Dallas. But he drives transports to other states.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's why people are kind of like, well, why are you transporting those dogs to New York? Do they not have dogs or whatever? And really, they don't have the surplus of dogs that we have. And I feel this immense pressure that I would love to see them all get in homes and, get updates all the time. But in reality, if we're not moving animals out, then we can't bring more in from the shelter. So there's this constant pressure of like, I've got to rescue more. And I can do that until somebody gives us this massive endowment to build an amazing building. Wouldn't that be amazing? Then we are limited by fosters and space and adoptions. So
sometimes I do a topic Tuesday every week. And yesterday my topic was, what would you do if you won the lottery? And of course, one of the things I said was, all of us want to help, a lot of different kinds of organizations. For me, pet rescue is very high on the list.
Mm-hmm.
So that sort of a facility would just be.
Yeah, I mean, that would be, I can't even imagine. That's like my dream come true. And I live on some acreage. And so I was like, gosh, I could even just build a facility where I'm at and, have them closer to my home and hire people to help with animal care and kind of really separate that out from normal everyday practice. But when it comes down to it, it becomes, and I've actually looked at centers and places to take over and kind of make it a little hub for transports or adoptions and stuff like that. But in the end, I'll be the one walking dogs all weekend and stuff like that. And so I just can't take anything else on right now. But that would just be true for sure.
It's true. Plus, you've got children to take care of too.
Yeah, but you know what? They're really good dog walkers. So
I'll bet your children are really smart.
Yeah, they're smart, but they just don't think anything that I do is cool, which is funny. But that's just how every kid is.
Well, that's how kids are.
I know. They tell me about how many subscribers these gamers have and stuff. And I'm like, well, we have 3 million subscribers. And they're like, oh, but yeah, you don't count. I'm like, okay.
I wish I had that many subscribers.
Right? You count. But tell me where the name Bearded Yarn Dudes came from. I love that. Obviously.
Well, actually, it started when I was with my ex. Because I got him started knitting. Because he had a different hobby that annoyed me, so I got him a beginner's knitting kit. And then and he became very, very quickly became an expert. And then he encouraged me to pick up the crochet hook. I had learned, at 10 years old, at my grandmother's elbow, just to hang out with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked it up, and it was easy to learn again. So the thing about it is, you've shown our postcard where it says, Mikey knits, David crochets. Even though we're no longer still together, he very kindly allows me to use all of that imagery.
Yeah.
So, and since, we both had beards and we were both guys.
I love it.
That's how it came about.
Yeah.
I do a series of conversations with other men who do yarn, and it's been fascinating, and I've met some really amazing people that way.
Have you met people? My Judd's grandmother would all like spin her own yarn, and I would continuously like send her hair, like animal hair.
You know, I recall reading an article once about using dog hair to spin yarn.
Mm-hmm.
I have met people who spin yarn. That is one of the craft things that is a mystery.
Yeah, and I have
Um,
2 llamas. I should send you some hair. Send somebody some llama hair.
well, no, I don't spin. I don't know how to do it, so it would be a waste if you sent it to me. But I
Oh.
could find people.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, there's a channel I see sometimes. I watch a lot of YouTube shorts, especially in the middle of the night. There is a woman who shears llamas and alpacas and sheep, and is really good at what she does because she's been doing it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one that I thought was especially endearing because the farm owner had named that particular animal after her because they had that long-standing relationship.
Oh.
But I don't know spinning. There are some people in our yarn community who do know spinning, but it's not me. So you say Judd's grandmother does yarn?
Yeah,
Anybody else in your life?
she's since passed away. I do have people that crochet, yarn knit in my family. My stepmom does. I am super crafty. Like I've probably done all other crafts except I haven't taken on this yet. It's interesting because I feel like I love doing repetitive things. I find that super soothing when I can just turn off my brain. And so it's crazy I haven't started doing it because I've probably tried everything else you can think of, like all crafts. So
Let me know when you want to give it a try because
yeah.
I can do online lessons.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about doing that, but maybe I should.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do tutorials. I don't think I do them very well. I don't really enjoy doing them, but there are so many other people out there who do tutorials and do them really well.
I can learn anything on YouTube. It's amazing.
It's true. You can find anything you want on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things you don't want.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yeah. So, what is in the future for that ranch?
So definitely keep doing roundups every week, with a few weeks here and there. And hopefully, I know Wendy and Dave have cases that they have done. I talked to them today and they're going to try to get those into me. But ideally, eventually would be a separate facility. So that would be what I do all the time instead of actually still seeing clients and stuff, which will be hard and sad. And I'm sure I would still see some, but ideally what I want to do is rescue all the time, all the time. So it's just where my heart is. And so hopefully someday we're looking at a separate facility where we can take more animals in. And
I really need to get you in touch with my friend in Dallas.
Your friend in Dallas. Do you remember what rescues with? There's some big ones. Dallas Pets Alive, Dallas Dogger, which is rescue.
What's the town that's east of Dallas? It starts with an R, I think.
Rockwall?
Rockwall. Yes, that's it. Rockwall Pets.
Yeah.
He's very, very involved with them.
Yeah, they're great.
Sorry?
They're great.
Yeah. While I was staying with him for a few months, we had several temporary fosters, just giving them time to get well before they got transported, and I got attached to some of them.
So easy to do. It's very hard. It's very hard. The last transport I did, Wendy and I took, I don't know if you remember, but I put Django and Raya on a van, and I had them so long, and I pulled them from the shelter myself, and I fell apart. And that's the first time I've done that. I've done hundreds of transports, probably thousands of dogs, and I lost it. And she's like, "Why are you upset?" And I'm like, "Well, I just feel like I failed them, that they didn't get a home here, and and I didn't get to see that." And it was terrible. And seeing them scared get on there, that is the only time that I really have had a really hard time with transport. And they went and they got adopted right away. Like, one was a foster fail, and so it couldn't have been better. But yeah, it was awful. It was so hard.
I've seen you do in previous Vet Ranch videos, like Q&A sessions when people are talking about all the gross things that you have to do as a vet.
Mm-hmm.
And you have said that you just take all of that kind of stuff aside. It doesn't matter to you. You can stick your finger up a bulldog's butt.
Yeah.
But it's the emotional stuff.
It's very hard. It's very hard. And one thing that Roundup has done is it has exposed people to the losses, that we do save animals that are sick. And sometimes we can pour every single ounce of resources we have, and we're just not going to save that puppy. And so I was really nervous about that, at the beginning. But people have been so supportive, and I appreciate that kind of transparency. I mean, I can paint a picture for you that everybody lives and life is perfect and la, 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 but it's just not that way. It's hard. It's gut wrenching. It's tough, but you hope to have more wins than losses. And at the end of the day, even if you save one, it's totally worth it. So
I honestly think it's a good thing to show that you don't win everything. Even though in the moment it's hard. But it does get tough. I'm getting this right now. And it's funny, when I do a live stream, my viewers know when I get overwhelmed, they'll start shouting puppies.
Yeah.
I'll start thinking about puppies and cheer up.
Yeah, that's what April always says too, is like and I got that from her, but it's like that feeling and that flood of emotions. It's like, you pick up a puppy and she's like, it ain't right. It ain't right. That's what she always says. She's like, it makes my eyes water. It hurts. And I'm like, it does. It's like, you just can't, it's so emotional, but that's how you know you're doing the right thing.
It's true. It's true. And there have been some tragic cases on Vet Ranch Roundup and on Vet Ranch historically. I remember the one with that emaciated horse who was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And you yourself were overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
But that had a happy ending.
It did, but it really opened my eyes to horse slaughter and that whole industry. It was really a learning experience for me. My dog's going to bark at me to take him out. Did you hear that?
Oh, I did. That's fine.
Stop. He's in a crate in here. I had this huge custom kennel built, and he's just staring at me right now. Like, take me outside.
Oh.
But yeah, that was a great case, and that really overwhelmed me. Plus, I had just had, I think, my son, and so I was just like this emotional wreck. And just seeing the horses treated with such indignity when they're just the most majestic and regal creatures, just seeing them herded around like livestock, it just broke me. Yeah, so that was really hard. But that horse and baby live at my neighbor's house, and I see them all the time.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. I can't remember how how he names that colt. But
It was Nova and Orion because we decided we let people name the horse and we picked Nova. And so then we had to pick like a boy name, that was sort of like star related. They didn't keep those names.
You Texas people are very firm about the boy and versus girl stuff.
Yeah, right? I guess so. But you know what? I'm not, because my kids all have unisex names. So I really like names, like first names that are last names, I guess, or last surnames that are first names, because my kids are Avery and Merritt.
Cool. We've seen them on your on the channel before. How old are they now?
12, 9, and 7.
My goodness, how they've grown.
I know.
In fact, last I can recall, there were only 2 of them.
Yeah, teeny tiny. In the horse video, I had a newborn. So that should show you.
Yeah. Dr. Matt shows his kids sometimes, but he's sort of out of the picture nowadays, right?
Yeah, so I still see stuff he posts and hear from him and stuff, and we still talk like on a friendly basis, but I think he's consumed with all kinds of other avenues. I can't keep up. Honestly, he's got so much going on, and I'm so deep in the animal rescue world. I kind of just bury my head in that. But yeah, I haven't moved to the fact of feeling comfortable about putting my kids in videos. Just haven't.
I can understand that because it's a dangerous world out there.
It's so dangerous, and I am such a freak about my kids. So.
Of course. I remember once you had a dog who had just given birth and was sort of vicious, and you said, I get it. I'm a mom.
Yep. That's cool. I get it. That's how Opal is with her babies. Opal bit me because I went in too fast to touch her babies, but we're besties. Like, I get it. My bad. I get it. Yeah. Well, I better wrap up. I need to take my puppers outside.
Okay. I'm so thankful that you had this time to share with us. Thank you so much. The link has been scrolling across the bottom all the time. I'm going to put it in the description. This is going to go up probably next Friday. I don't think I'll have to do a lot of editing. I'll slap something on the beginning and the end. But
perfect. That sounds perfect. And then I'll post it on the video where I said we haven't had time. We have had time, and I'll post it on that.
It's been perfectly lovely, and thank you so much for sharing your lunch hour with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay. So I'm going to click end right now.